In Arsenal's biggest game of the season, a statement was sent. As Arteta's men ruined Jurgen Klopp's farewell tour, the Emirates witnessed a gargantuan victory. So from Mikel Arteta's masterclass in midfield, to the game-changing super subs, the truth behind the media agenda, and the importance of Kai Havertz. As per, let's break it all down and discuss the 5 things we learned from Arsenal 3, Liverpool 1. Yo, what is going on, guys? My name is Baz14, welcome back to Boys channel, and how can you not be sensational? Arsenal have just won their biggest game of the season. As per, don't forget to smash a like on the video if you enjoy, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Help your boy as we get closer and closer to 200,000 subscribers. But starting off with the forward chaos. In a game where Arsenal had to be ruthless inside the box, Arsenal's star boy Bukayo Saka was under massive pressure. But that's where this guy thrives. In this game, Bukayo dropped a 7.2 rating with 1 goal scored, 44 touches, 18 accurate passes, alongside 2 ground balls won. Bukayo now has 8 goals this season alongside 7 assists, as he pulled out the trademark Kylian Mbappe celebration. We have to talk about the goal itself. How many times have we seen Bukayo Saka get in these areas this season? How many times have we seen him score these tap-ins? Such a consistent theme now, it's no longer a coincidence. Not only is Bukayo a powerful dribbler, a creative metronome, now we're seeing a poaching arc. But when talking about an Arsenal wide forward, is one player that you can never forget. Gabriel Martinelli was also on job in this game. A player that Jurgen Klopp has always praised massively. The Arsenal Brazilian star boy made sure he gave Klopp a farewell gift, dropping a 7.8 rating with 1 goal scored, 2 successful dribbles, 16 accurate passes, and 1 big chance created, not to mention 4 ground balls won. The goal itself for me was perfect, especially after Liverpool's goal in the first half. As jammy as it gets, it was time for Lady Luck to come to Arsenal's side. This was Martinelli being an opportunist, holding his own against Virgil van Dijk, profiting of Alisson's mistake. Martinelli has now been involved in more goals against Liverpool with 5 goals and 2 assists than any other side in his career. Martinelli is also making a very important habit. With another important goal today, let's not forget that he also scored the winning dagger against Man City. Arsenal have a lot of flair in their attack, but Martinelli offers us something different. Pace and electricity that was taken off in the 74th minute for a certain Leandro Trossard. Now, a lot of Arsenal fans couldn't believe it, likewise Martinelli, but after Trossard dropped a 7.5 rating, scoring a wonder-goal past Javier Elliott and Alisson. Just over a year after signing for Arsenal, this guy's becoming a cult hero. 9 goals and 12 assists now, and that being a rotation. The thing I love the most is whenever Trossard scores, they're normally very important goals. But Arsenal fans will also be asking a very important question. Where was a certain Gabriel Jesus? Before the game, the shocking news came out. Arteta confirming unfortunately he's had a setback in training and he wasn't fit to play. It's something related to his knee once again, but I think it's a short-term thing. It's not serious and that's fantastic, but in terms of reliability, for the second time this season against Liverpool, Jesus has been ruled out just before the day of the game. Once again, Mikel Arteta turned to a certain German. In this game, Kai Havertz dropped a 6.2 rating, with 0 goals from a 1.5 xG, 2 big chances missed, alongside 2 key passes, 4 ground balls won and 2 aerial duels won. Havertz is not a clinical forward, so why does Mikel Arteta keep turning to him? When you've got a more natural ready in Nketiah, it all comes down to chaos. When Havertz plays up front, his movement generates chances. Think about the FA Cup game against Liverpool, the game in the Community Shield against Man City. This for me is very much Darwin Núñez-like. The fact that it happens so regular means that it's not a coincidence. In this game, there was a similar run time and time again, in between the centre-back and the full-back. If Arsenal can find them more often, we could have a lot of fun. But focusing on the duels, Havertz won more than any other Arsenal player. When playing as a centre-forward, a very important aspect is presence, and Havertz has it in abundance. Look at the way Havertz caused Konate and Van Dijk issues. One ended up getting sent off. This is where this becomes so annoying. The fact that Havertz is a nuisance up front. He's not got the finishing to be a top striker, but the impact cannot be denied. Arsenal have now beaten Liverpool and Man City this season, both games in which Havertz played up front and played a massive part. Moving on to the second thing, domination not control. There were scenes at the Emirates Stadium as Arsenal crashed in their third. Every Arsenal fan was happy with the performance. Once again, Arsenal were controlling. Arteta had some intriguing words after the game though, saying control's not a word I like. I like dominance and not allowing the teams to breathe, but sometimes we can be chaotic. The XG shows that Arsenal was certainly dominant. 3.76 the total, the highest of our season, holding Liverpool to 0.41. Arsenal weren't just making chances, they were also good chances, averaging 0.25 XG per shot, to Liverpool 0.04. In total, Arsenal made 9 times the XG of Liverpool, with 3.76 being the highest Liverpool have ever conceded under Jurgen Klopp. Even the man himself couldn't deny it. As Klopp said after the game, in general we can admit that Arsenal deserved the 3 points. The fact that Arsenal had 15 shots and 6 big chances, it's not as impressive as holding Liverpool to 0. That is a team that has created the most XG in the league this season, yet Arsenal completely nullified them. It all comes down to Mikel Arteta's 4-4-2 high press. With Havertz and Odegaard going man to man, time and time again we were going long, because even if Arsenal couldn't win the first ball, when you've got Jorginho and Rice as a pivot, these guys were always going to mop up. But as Arteta says after the game, at the moment Liverpool are the best team in Europe, and the levels they have, they are an incredible team. We have come so far and now it's about doing it consistently. Liverpool have done it for 6 to 7 years. The overall stats show this wasn't a simple game, with Liverpool having more possession, more passes completed and more final third entries, but Arsenal having a far higher expected threat created. Once again, Arsenal have won on the field tilts, slightly edging Liverpool 54%. This was very much a decisive Arsenal performance, giving Liverpool the ball where they're not dangerous, then picking out moments on the counter-attack. There's one masterclass that I need to highlight. The captain Martin Odegaard dropping a 7.7 rating, with a 0.6 expected assist, 48 touches, 27 accurate passes, 3 key passes and 2 big chances created. Odegaard has now created 7 big chances in his last 12 Premier League games, with a total of 5.63 expected assists. His creative game is certainly evolving. Moving on to the third thing, respect the pivots. Around about this time last year, Arsenal made an important signing. Deadline day 2023, Arsenal signed Jorginho. So many people doubted and so many people laughed. A year later, in Arsenal's biggest game of the season, Jorginho dropped a man of the match performance. With a 7.0 rating in total, 71 touches and 45 accurate passes, Jorginho won 4 ground duels, 3 aerial duels, alongside 2 clearances, 3 interceptions and 2 tackles. But what's most impressive is his pass selection. As you can see on the left hand side, Jorginho made 7 total progressive passes. Time and time again, he was carving Liverpool apart. A signing for only £12 million, I don't think you could have asked for any better value. But with Thomas Partey still out injured, Jorginho is the man that keeps stepping up. After the game saying we believe in ourselves and rely on each other, the Liverpool goal did not change anything that we'd done. We knew how to get back into the second half. We had to push each other to keep the energy high. In Declan Rice, Jorginho has his perfect partner. Where Rice has the physical power, Jorginho has the cultured passing. As Declan Rice says after the game, before I came to Arsenal, the prospect of playing with Jorginho and Partey, playing against them before, knowing how he controls games, I think he's got qualities that not a lot of midfielders have. When you think about last season and the partnership with Saka and Partey, Rice and Jorginho is Mikel Arteta's new go-to in the big games. Not only are these guys complementary, but in Declan Rice, Arsenal have a game changer. Dropping another 7.2 rating, Rice completed 45 passes, made 2 key passes and 4 accurate long balls. Not to mention 2 clearances, 2 interceptions and 4 tackles. Playing as a number 8 is perfect for Rice in these big games. Not only is he able to provide Martinelli a passing profile, but think about those perfectly timed clean tackles. This is why Arsenal are targeting the best of the best, because the signing of Declan Rice has given Arsenal a superior advantage, because physically there's not many players in all of Europe that can replicate the quality of Declan Rice. As he says after the game, we knew the importance of the game today. The small margins in football, whether we'd won or lost, the gap would have been either bigger or smaller. The only focus today with the fans, the players and all the staff was to get the 3 points. I think from start to finish, from the training leading up to the week, it's been really positive and it transmits onto the pitch. I think you could have felt it today. Moving on to the fourth thing, the return of White. Over recent months, a certain Ben White has been under scrutiny, lacking sharpness and reportedly fitness. In the past few games, it's been a different story. Benny Blanco is back and in this game he dropped a 7.2 rating, with 3 clearances, blocking 2 shots, 2 interceptions and 1 tackle. White won 5 ground duels, 3 out of 3 in the air, made 25 accurate passes and successfully completed 2 dribbles. The moment that stands out to me is in that second half. Liverpool on the counter with Luis Diaz, a pacey wide forward. Notice how Ben White was able to match him stride for stride, with a vital block at the end of it. For me, it's not a coincidence. Ever since Arsenal were able to go to Dubai, where Ben White was able to get a rest, we have now seen him return to his physical best. Arteta needs to find a way to keep White fresh. He could be helped by a certain return, as Takehiro Tomiyasu's Japan had been knocked out of the Asia Cup after a 2-1 defeat to Iran. Let's talk about Jakub Kiwior though. Coming off the bench at halftime and dropping a 7.2 rating, Kiwior made 2 clearances, had 1 interception and made 3 tackles, alongside winning 3 out of 3 ground duels. Coming on for the experienced Zinchenko, an intense game to go straight into. This was the moment that Kiwior arrived as a left back, with the Liverpool attackers not given a sniff. The athletic profile and defensive ability was appreciated. When the going got tough, Kiwior turned up. But let's talk about that moment right at the end of the first half. A calamity for Arsenal at the back as Gabriel scored an own goal, but despite of that he dropped a 7.0 rating, as he made 3 tackles, won 3 ground duels, alongside completing 43 passes and 5 accurate long balls. The real eye should be on William Saliba. Saliba had an overall 6.5 rating, completing only 76% of his passes. 22 years of age, Saliba is still developing, but whenever he isn't perfect, I don't want to see blame go towards Gabriel Magalhaes. It's fine for Saliba to take responsibility. Moving on to the fifth thing, the perfect story. In Jurgen Klopp's final game at the Emirates Stadium, a tough game in a title race, the script writers did their job. A 91st minute Arsenal dagger as Arteta celebrated on the touchline. An Ibrahima Konate red card after all the Saliba comparisons. Arsenal have now moved back into second place, and they've closed the gap down to only 2. The title race is getting interesting though, as Man City will now take on Ivan Toney's Brentford away from home. I want to focus on Liverpool's mistake. When speaking about Liverpool, you talk about the difference makers. This game shows these guys are not perfect. There's been real controversy after the game, with this moment of the Arsenal captain Martinelli taking the cameras to take a photo of the Arsenal photographer Stuart McFarlane, a massive Arsenal fan. Liverpool legend and Sky pundit Jamie Carragher was not happy, as he says, just get down the tunnel, you've won the game, it's 3 points. You've been brilliant and you're back in the title race, get down the tunnel. What was meant to be a beautiful moment has been turned into a narrative by the media, with Gary Neville even saying, I still think there's a little bit of immaturity. Forgetting the fact that Arsenal had a fantastic performance. Mikel Arteta completely outclassed Jurgen Klopp, without the likes of Jesus, Partey and Timber. Limiting an informed Liverpool attack to 0 shots on target in the first 60 minutes. There is still a long race ahead, but things are definitely encouraging. With Arsenal still remaining unbeaten against the big 6 in the Premier League this season, wins against City, Liverpool and United, draws against Spurs and Chelsea, Mikel Arteta's men now have a very simple job. Let the doubters keep doubting until they simply can't. That is the video there and there though, so hopefully you guys have enjoyed. If you have, don't forget to smash a like and also subscribe to the channel if you are new. If you want to follow your boy on all of the social medias, then the links are down below in the description. But that was the 5 things we learned from Arsenal 3, Liverpool 1, a satisfying victory in Jurgen Klopp's final game at the Emirates Stadium. Things are getting interesting, and next up is West Ham away. So I will see you very soon, take care, and in a bit.